So earlier we had a quiz in effective communication for our grade 11 strength and curriculum this point. And the fact is I have been very disappointed. Why? First of all, the quiz is freaking long. It's 80 items. Second, I did not study even though I know already. Well, I don't study because I don't simply don't care. And third, it was absolutely all identification, all from the PPTs. As a person who hates memorization, like really, I only want to solve problems. It put me in a dilemma whether I should actually study in these kinds of problems, in these kinds of topics or not. You see, in that kind of situation that I have to study for a great score, which I did not, I have to memorize the PPT. Memorizing the PPT means I'm taking time to put and immerse myself with whatever is inside the PPT. Even goes to show how many times that should remember all of those words that are in there. What is the content? What does it say? What is the structure? That 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 fully involves how I could answer the questions in the quiz effectively. However, this is the question. Why should I study for memorization when application is what's necessary in the real world? And for example, I am speaking well right now, though it's supposed to be better with the theories that are inside of the said topic. Well, it's still application or action that has higher leverage over knowledge. You see, if knowledge is just in here and it's not actually applied, then what is the knowledge doing? Nothing. It's useless. Hence why I couldn't possibly think of any other ways to solve my issue of hatred over mathematical induction. What am I saying? Over memorization. I love mathematical induction. Reasoning. I love arguing. I love speaking. That's all the things that I love, but memorizing all the shit in the paper and the textbook, it's so damn. It's pointless. Now, I watched this video in YouTube whether I should actually study for these kinds of quizzes in the future, and said there that I should because memorization is the only way for me to actually get a high score for that grade and for that topic. Now, that's a very flawed system of testing. What do you mean we only have to memorize a set of given instruction, given content, and then if we memorize all those, we get high score? Doesn't that just mean we are testing for our memorization skills instead of how we apply the topics that has been presented to us? In a way, that's also very important kasi memorization is the start of application. If you know what you need to apply in the real world, then you are far better off than those who just do things without knowing anything, without having any plans, without having any idea what they're doing. And so that's another part. Even so, we still have to memorize it. And if that memorization only requires us to memorize it in a certain quiz, then the future application of it would be nothing, would be useless, would be non existent. And in that non existence, does it really have to be applied again? Does it really have to be memorized? Because all in all, memorization, the goal of that is to apply. If application in the future is non-existent, then memorization is not important. The dilemma of needing to memorize something for the grade, for the score that will be given, not just be given, the score that will be the baseline whether I stay in that school or not. And the other side of that, of not studying because it won't be applied in the future. Even though memorization is the start of knowing how to use it. It essentially is the first step to understanding how to use any of that. And I am not doing it. Here's the thing. The reason I chose engineering over medicals and shit, biology, is because of the reason that I do not want to memorize it. Yes, all of those concepts in science, biology is applicable in real life. Of course, that's going to save a lot of people. And biology is also the knowledge of how we got here. Though in a sense, it's mostly on solving a problem that exists on the body. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The reason why I did not choose that because of the memorization that is needed for that. Me personally, I can memorize concepts that I can actually visualize. I hate visualizing your anatomy. And yeah, I'm bad at drawing too. But I'm still at engineering. I'm still learning how to draw. That's important. Because if we draw something that we know will be useful, not just for our body, I'm gonna say that, but for other people too, I believe that's going to put us higher in the market industry range. I think that's just the most logical part of it. And the emotional or the personal part of it is I don't want to memorize things. Though I do memorize things for the purpose of applying it in my life. The idea still persists. Application over memorization. The engineering has high applications in physics, in how we live. Biology talks about what we are. Yeah, I can fuck with that. I can fuck with that. However, it's better to think of problems, of solving those problems, than to solving my own. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. But what am I even trying to say? What I'm trying to say is just I still don't understand why I should memorize, or should I really memorize some of those topics? Those for those topics just to get a high score. I mean, it is a necessity because I don't wanna get the fuck out of this school. Yeah, but still, I hate the fact that I have to do it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It's already 8 p.m. 8 minutes right now. Gotta sleep.